Hey, it's T here, and I have another little travel tip, and I want to talk about accommodation. Now, I am someone who likes nice accommodation. I like to stay in 4 and 5 star places. I love a view, I love a balcony, I love lots of bright, airy space. That's just me, that's how I like to travel. And I don't mind paying for that either, okay? But you need to sort of consider some costs and what is worth paying for and what isn't. So when we went to Positano last year, I knew that if I was going to have somewhere with an amazing view, I was going to have to pay for that. And I think that was around $700 a night. And we had this gorgeous little room in a boutique hotel, I guess you'd call it, overlooking the water, and it was just gorgeous. And there's other times, obviously, that I go, it's not worth paying $700 for. However, some of those sorts of experiences are well worth the cost. Now, some people love hotels, some like, boutique hotels, some are about Airbnb, bed and breakfast. There is no right or wrong. It's all about how you prefer to travel. And I like to mix it up. So this year, we stayed in a bit of everything, really. So in London, we stayed in a big hotel because I wanted a view over the Tower Bridge. So as soon as I saw that, I went, I want to be looking at that every day. So it was a big hotel, and I normally don't like big hotels just because the lifts are always busy and they're sort of crowded and there's lots of people around and stuff like that. So it was okay though for 6 days. We had a great view, so I just had to deal with the lifts being busy and all that side of it. When we were in Champagne, we stayed at an Airbnb in Rome, which was fantastic. It was the center of everything, and it was really inexpensive. I think it was only like $250 a night or something for me. I think that's inexpensive. When we stayed in Epinay, however, we stayed on the Avenue de Champagne, which is where we wanted to stay, right in the middle of everything. And I'd found this gorgeous boutique hotel with only a few rooms, and they had one with like a little terrace, so we could go out and we had our own little space and stuff like that. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I knew it was going to cost me a bit more. I think it was about $600 a night, but I loved it. So that again was part of the whole experience. Now, when we went to Nice, I knew again it was going to be expensive to get anywhere that was going to be looking at the water. There are so many hotels and apartments and stuff like that right across the promenade, because it goes for 7 kilometers, so you're going to find someone. However, all the hotels I looked at were just really expensive for what you got, and I went, you know what, I'm not paying $500 a night for that. It doesn't even have a balcony or whatever. So we stayed in an Airbnb, and we hired a fantastic, really large studio apartment. It actually felt like an one-bedroom apartment, but it was actually a studio technically, with a balcony literally right across the road from the beach. There was cafes and restaurants and stuff all around us. It was just fantastic. Now, I think that costs around $250, $300 a night, compared to the hotels that I was looking at, which were like $500 plus a night, and were nowhere near as good, and they were tiny. So again, when you're thinking about where you're going to stay, have a look at all different types of accommodation. Whether it's an Airbnb, which you can often get cheaper. Some people don't like that because there's not someone on a reception desk to go to when they have any, an issue. We had no issues. All the places we stayed at, I always make sure they have really good reviews and are great with communication, because to me that's really important. I want to know exactly what I need to do and where I need to go to get my key, check out, all that sort of stuff. So research is key. And I often get asked by people, how do you find the places that you stay? Because so many of them look great. And the answer is research. I get on and I look at Airbnb and look at hotel sites and booking.com and TripAdvisor and all these different places, and I spend a lot of time researching where it is I want to go. I normally just create a bit of a short list and go, look, these places all look pretty good, and then we'll narrow it down from there. Some of them will be booked through my travel agent, so depending on where we're going, he will book that, and they can get some really good deals. So I know last year, our travel agent, George, big shout out to George at New Farm Travel, saved a fortune on what I thought I was going to have to pay direct. So it's certainly worth using them. Airbnbs, obviously you need to book yourself, but again, you can save a lot of money by finding something that's quite central and just doesn't have some of those conveniences of a hotel. It's all about what works for you, but mix it up, try different things, see what works. We use different types of accommodation, and most of the time we haven't had any issues. So just consider when you're booking your trip that it doesn't all have to be in hotels or all in Airbnbs or whatever it might be. Mix it up. find the best places that work for you, that give you all the things that you want to have that best travel experience ever. So that's just a little tip from T to you. Go forth and have a fantastic holiday.